In today's video, we're going to talk about ISBN numbers, what they are, what they do, why they're important, and why I think they're one of the biggest ripoffs and scams in all of publishing. So stay tuned, kids. It's about to get contentious up in here. Hey y'all, welcome back. You know that I've got something serious to talk about when I start off with my old man glasses on, because that means I got notes. I got notes and notes and notes and opinions, and they're all about ISBNs. But before that, I should probably tell you who I am. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the channel if it's your first time here. I'm John Hartness. I'm the founder and publisher of Falstaff Books. We're an independent press based out of Charlotte, North Carolina. And I'm also an author with over 40 books in print, including multiple ongoing series like The Black Knight Chronicles, Bubba the Monster Hunter, Quincy Harker Demon Hunter, and others. And today, I want to talk to you about what I think is one of the biggest scams in publishing, the ISBN number. Now, before you get all up in arms, wait till later to get up in arms. ISBN numbers aren't a complete scam. They are very important to your book, but paying a lot of money for them is a giant ripoff that you as a small press or a self-published author should never, ever, ever do. But first, what is an ISBN? If you've ever bought a book, and if you have never bought a book, why are you watching a book YouTube? Anyway, I don't care, just subscribe. If you've ever bought a book, you've seen this. By the way, this is The Final Girl Support Group by Grady Hendrix, fantastic horror novel. This number, frequently above the barcode, is the ISBN number. According to Bowker, the U.S. company that handles registration and distribution of ISBNs, the ISBN is a unique identifier for a book or other book-like product, such as an audiobook, that specifies its format, edition, and publisher. Yeah, so it stands for International Standard Book Number and is a 13-digit number that identifies your book and marks it as different from every other book in the world. Well, not every book in the world. Every book published since 1965 that was intended for distribution. Some books don't use ISBNs, and some books obviously were written and published before ISBNs existed. I'm pretty sure there's no barcode on the back of a Gutenberg Bible. Not that I've ever seen one in person, and not that anyone in their right mind would leave me alone with a Gutenberg Bible. And some books that aren't available through distribution just don't have them, don't need them. For example, this chonker here, this is the third volume of my Quincy Harker Demon Hunter limited edition omnibus. It has a barcode and a unique identifier, but this is not an ISBN number. This has never been registered with the Books in Print database because you can't order that book through a store. It's only available direct from our Shopify site or buying it from me at conventions. So while it has a SKU, which stands for something that I don't remember, stock keeping unit. It has a SKU number so that Ingram knows what to print when I order them. It does not have an ISBN because it's not registered with any database. So, basically, the ISBN is that string of numbers on the back of a book that identifies it. One chunk, the very beginning, the 978, tells you that it's a book. One chunk tells you what language it's written in. One chunk tells you who the publisher is, and another chunk identifies the specific book for that specific publisher. And there's something in there called a check digit, which is one number, and I don't have the damnedest idea what a check digit is. So I guess the first question is, do you need an ISBN? And the answer is yes, you do. In fact, you need multiple ISBNs. You need one for every format. So for us, Falstaff Books, me, John Hartness, that usually equates to 4. I need a hardback ISBN, a paperback ISBN, an ebook ISBN, and an audiobook ISBN. And let's be real, that's important because you don't want someone to order your hardcover and get an audiobook shipped to them. They probably won't be happy with that. So you do need them. It's how people find your book. It's how your book gets linked into barcode scanners. I know, easy for me to say, in bookstores, and it's how people can order them. So you really do need them. And yes, you really do need at least, if you are a self-published author and you're only doing ebook and paperback, you only need 2. But just for a rule of thumb, let's say you need at least 4 per book. What you don't need is to pay through the nose for them. ISBNs in the United States are stupidly expensive. My Canadian self-published author friends and my Canadian small press publishers are sitting there saying, "What do you mean ISBNs are expensive?" Because you don't have that problem. In the United States, to buy one ISBN will cost you $125. Now that is a lot of money. And you're thinking, geez, that's like $500 for the 4 versions I need for my one book. I'm going to need that for every book? Oh, no. It gets stupider. It can't just be one level of dumb. It gets stupider. One ISBN is $125. 10 ISBNs are $295. 100 ISBNs are $575. And 1,000 ISBNs is $1,500. So a unique identifier that you do need for your book is either worth $125 or $150, depending on how many you buy. Therein lies the stupid, because it's abject BS. It's the same kind of scam that prescription drug companies run on us here in the US. For example, my wife was once prescribed a specific drug for narcolepsy, and we were told that our insurance didn't cover it, and that it was going to cost $3,500 per month for her prescription. Now, I sell a good many books, but I don't sell $42,000 per year for one prescription numbers of books. Nobody can pay that kind of money. So we went on the company's website and saw they had a coupon program. We called them up and said, "What are you doing? Nobody can pay 42 grand for one prescription." And they said, "Oh yeah, we've got a discount program. It's $15 a month." So for the cost of a phone call, which in today's cell phone plans was nothing, and 15 minutes of our time, $3,500 to $15. So for the cost of clicking a button, an ISBN is either valued at $125 or $1.50. That's stupid. Same with ISBNs. It's the same deal, y'all. There's no difference in the processing and data storage required in the $125 ISBNs and the $1.50 ISBNs. And a Canadian ISBN is every bit as valid as US ISBNs because they're all registered with the same international organization, but Canadian ISBNs are free. And US ISBNs are expensive. There's a word for this, and in the goal, continuing in the goal of keeping my potty mouth in check, bull crap. It's a pile of doot, y'all. It's just a mess. There's no reason that you should have that disparity in the cost of a digital string of numbers, other than people will do it. But here's the thing. There is no good reason for you to pay even $1.50 for an ISBN. Amazon and Ingram Spark, the two biggest distributors of self-published books, will provide you with an ISBN at no charge. ACX, Audible's self-publishing arm, will provide you with a free ISBN for your audiobook. Findaway Voices, or whatever they're called this week, provides a free audiobook ISBN. Draft to Digital provides a free ebook ISBN. Amazon doesn't even care about having an ISBN on their ebooks because they're using their internal database, so they're using an ASIN number. They understand that it's just a specific string of numbers, it's just database, and they can manage a big old database of numbers for free. So why do you buy ISBNs? Why do small presses and independent authors buy ISBNs? Vanity. That's it. That's the only reason that you're buying ISBNs. When you purchase a block of ISBNs, they are assigned to a publisher. Now, there's no vetting process to see if you have an office, to see if you have an editorial staff, to see that you have anything other than an LLC to buy a block of ISBNs. And frankly, at this point, they may not even be checking to see if you're actually incorporated. It's just what they did when I bought them a while back. The only thing is that the book will now be listed as published by that business entity. If you use one of the free ISBNs that ACX or Amazon or Ingram provide for you, the book will be listed in the publisher section in listings as independently published. The only reason to have your own ISBNs is if it is that important to you that it lists your company name in the published by slot. You know, the spot nobody ever looks at. The spot readers don't give a flying anything about. Yes, I know. Some of y'all are running to the comments right now to tell me that you always look at who the publisher is. But please understand that as much as I wish everyone who ever bought a book watched my videos, y'all, my dedicated, loving viewers, are a very small subset of very invested readers, writers, and publisher types. You care way more about this inside baseball stuff than reasonable people who just read for funsies. So while you may look at the publisher line on a book's listing, I guarantee you that you are in the minority of the book buying public. And the book buying public is who we are trying to sell books to. Look, the illusion that your publishing company is more than the spare bedroom in your house may be important to you. And I'm not slagging on anybody. We've published over 350 titles, and Falstaff Books still operates out of my home office, which is the downstairs bedroom in our house. There's totally no room for a bed in it because of all the books, but that's beside the point. But nobody else cares. People who are trying to sell you either ISBNs or their services to publish your book will likely tell you that ISBNs are how libraries will find your book. And that's how bookstores will find your book. And they will be correct. And libraries and bookstores aren't ordering your self-published book anyway. Sorry to be the one to break that to you. They're not. Libraries and bookstores are only ordering your self-published book and the vast majority of small press books if someone orders them or if someone requests that they shelve the book. By the way, please call all your libraries and tell them to shelve all of my books, because that's the only damn way they're getting listed. Librarians are not going through the books in print database on a slow Tuesday afternoon looking to add your magnum opus to their shelves. They're just not. Hopefully, a lot of people are going to come in to the library and ask the librarian for your book. But I guarantee you, those people will come in there asking for the book by title or by author name. Nobody is emailing their library asking them to order in copies of ISBN number 978-1-946-926-0209. I really hope that there are people asking their library to order a copy or 20 of Quincy Harker Year 1 in hardcover, because that's what that ISBN is for. But no library or bookstore is going to give a single flying poop about who the publisher name is when they're placing the order. The only reason that I have 1,500 Falstaff Books ISBNs is because I publish a lot of authors other than myself, and it matters to them. It is a point of pride for some of the people that I publish that it not say independently published on the order page for the book. It matters not a single bit to me. If I didn't publish other people, I would never have paid for a single ISBN. Because it's a flippin' ripoff. Either something has a real tangible value or it doesn't. It doesn't suddenly lose 99+% of its value just because you bought 1,000 of them. But something that has a ton of value to me and costs you absolutely nothing is engagement. So if you've stuck around this long, take a second to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. It really helps the channel, and only about 15% of the people who watch these videos are subscribed. So help a brother out, okay? Look, if a single ISBN cost $5, I'd never gripe. That's a completely reasonable price to maintain a database. I know there's servers, I know there's something, but Bowker charges this obscene amount of money for a single ISBN, and because they continue to charge this obscene amount of money, I'm going to keep calling it a ripoff. I get it. Somebody's got to set the publisher up in the database, and somebody's got to assign the number, and that involves a certain amount of human input, right? Wrong! Wrong! It doesn't. It's all automated, and it's been automated for years. It's database entry, and there's not a human being involved at all except on the support end. So why are they charging these exorbitant prices for numbers and a slot in the database? The same reason Kirkus charges $450 to $600 for a paid review that won't help sell a single copy of your book. Because somebody keeps paying it. The same reason bookstores still refuse to stock books unless they're made returnable, because people keep making books returnable and taking a bath on returns. That's a rant for a later video. Until we stop paying for ISBNs and stop feeding the machine and stop buying into the myth that it matters more that it say Falstaff Books in the published by than it says independently published, they'll keep charging it. But you don't have to pay it. And now you know what an ISBN is, and you know why I call it one of the biggest scams in publishing. You can leave a note in the comment telling me what you think about ISBNs, and if you think that it's worth hundreds or thousands of dollars just to have your name in the publisher field on the video. So, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to me rant. And until next time, Bye.